Next up, we have Howard Golden, Managing Director of Arrow Minerals.
Thanks very much, Catherine, and thank you all for coming. I want to give a thank you to Bill and the Payday team for hosting this under difficult conditions, and also a thank you to the powers that be for letting us all be in Western Australia, which is a pretty good place to be. Now, I've been involved in Arrow Minerals for about 2 years, at which point, that was the point at which we consolidated with some new assets. And of course, 18 months of that 2 years has been during the COVID crisis. But in spite of that, and we have, these 24 months, we've managed to find a gold deposit in Burkina Faso that continues to grow. We've consolidated our land position there. We've divested our non-core assets, but keeping some of the value there for the long term. And in the meantime, we drilled a significant copper intersection in Western Australia. So we've been able to accomplish a fair amount in these couple of years. And today, I want to really focus squarely on our African assets and tell you where we are, and more importantly, where we're going to be in the new future. After this disclaimer, we'll take a look at some of the numbers. Some of the important numbers, we are a bargain at less than a cent. We have a market cap of about 11 million bucks, and we have about $3 million in the bank. So we're ready to do some damage on the exploration front. In the meantime, we have a very small, lean team here in Australia, and even more importantly, we have a good, competent, experienced team in Burkina Faso that is perfectly capable of undertaking high-quality exploration, even while we're not in a position to get over there. We have exploration assets consisting of about 600 square kilometers in Western Australia and about 2,000 square kilometers in Burkina Faso. So now that you know what we've got, who's doing the work there? Well, we've got a team there consisting of Fraser, Hugh, Tommy, Balo, and myself, who are really not only fun to work with, but I'd say between us we have a breadth and a depth of experience in terms of exploration and discovery that spans the world and many commodities. And we have a lot of experience in West Africa as well. These guys, Hugh is a new addition to our team, and he's proved to be a fantastic resource. And with the other guys, I never talk to them without learning something. So the team, I know a lot of investors invest in the team, and I think that we've got a good one. Quick word about our attitude toward communities. We like to think of ourselves not as being visitors to the community, but actually part of the community. And we don't take our license to operate there for granted at all. We communicate regularly with our community, and we do lots of projects that are sustainable in the community, such as water, health, and entrepreneurial skills for the local people, and particularly the women in the communities. And of course, we're very conscious of the issues with COVID, and I'm pleased to say we've had no issues with COVID in the 2 years that we've worked there. Now, let's get down to some details. This is where we are. You can see the classic Birimian Neo-Proterozoic greenstone belts in Burkina Faso. Most of you here have probably seen this 100 times before. These north-northeast trending greenstone belts that hold a tremendous amount of gold in Burkina Faso, a country that saw no gold mining 12 years ago. So this is all new exploration. So we're still very, very fertile here. And one of the things that you can see on this map is just to the north of my purple oval there, you can see several multi-million ounce deposits. And of course, to the south, you also see multi-million ounce deposits. So aren't there any in our purple circle? Well, the reason is that has been traditionally a base metals area. The Percoa zinc mine, owned by Trevally of Vancouver, has the Percoa zinc mine there, and most of the exploration there for the last 20 years has been for base metals. So in an exercise of grassroots targeting, we put ourselves into this area and realized that it was tremendously unexplored for gold. And I'm going to tell you where we've gone on this 1,900 square kilometers of ground that we've got. You'll also notice, and it's not an insignificant detail, is that purple oval is in a very good, secure place in Burkina Faso, just a couple hours on tarmac road from Ouagadougou. So let's get into a little more detail here. Where you just saw that purple circle is this land position. Now, down in the lower left-hand corner, a couple of the smaller permits were permits that we picked up from grassroots principals about 2 years ago. And the rest are zinc exploration properties owned by Trevally, associated with their Percoa mine. Now, this is the fun part, because we're really proud of this. We made a groundbreaking deal with Trevally to do gold exploration on their zinc deposits. And they, of course, have the opportunity to do zinc exploration on our gold deposits. So it's a very nice reciprocal, and we think a very transformative type of deal that allows us to have a big chunk of this prospective greenstone belt. Now, further, in addition to, it's not just zinc moose pasture. This is area that has had work for 20 years by Boliden, Billiton, Glencore, Trevally, and a company called Blackthorn that's done sporadic gold exploration. And the data we've received so far, as you can see on these red bubbles, has produced some pretty significant results in the tens of grams of gold and very thick intersections. And so we've got anomalies just waiting. We have walk-up drill targets. So that's a good thing, obviously. And in the meantime, down on the lower left-hand side of this map, you see the Dosset deposit. Now, that's our greenfields discovery that we drilled, and I'll show you a bit more detail about that. That's a kilometer-long, continuous gold mineralized body. And on the another yellow bubble there, you see a thing called Guido, which Blackthorn actually drilled out, and it's quite a continuously mineralized zone as well. So we've got a big chunk of the greenstone belt. We've got access to explore it, and we've got ready-made targets. We also have about bordering on 100 individual spreadsheets from all these historical work that's been done from these companies. And fortunately, we've recently discovered a woman from Romania who's slightly obsessive compulsive, going through every one of these spreadsheets and putting them all together. And in the next couple of weeks, we will have all that information collated, and that corresponds well with the beginning of the middle of the rainy season that will be probably over in October. So we're really ready to hit the ground running in probably October, weather permitting, to work these results up. Now, as you may have read, we just announced it actually, there was one big important gap in our land position there, and this Tombi West position. And we just signed a deal in the last few days to pick that up 100% from a local owner. So now we have this continuous block of land. It's about 85 kilometers long. It's got, as you can see in these gray dots in this image, a lot of artisanal mining, tremendous structural position with these classic flexures that you need in the Caribbean to produce these ore deposits on the D1, D2 secondary structures coming off these major northeast lineaments. So we're very confident that as we go forward, we'll be able to expand from Dasa up through Guido and put together a gold mineralization package that will really say something and boost Arrow stature in the coming months. Now let me zoom into that Dasa deposit that I just mentioned that was way over on the west part of our property. You can see there are two zones of mineralization, a north zone in Dasa and a south zone. The south zone tends to dip away a bit steeper, and so it looks a bit smaller in the plan view. We have to work on that and drill some deeper holes. But in the north, we've got a zone of mineralization that, well, for all the world, looks like an open pit. It's mostly an oxide, it's continuous, the grades are good, and it comes right to surface. And this is dare I say it, it's on a structural contact with sediments and granites. Very, very similar, sadly, not quite as high grade, but a similar kind of a geological environment to Marilla over in Mali. And we're particularly proud of this because this was, once again, a first principles geological discovery discovered using basic geological and structural analysis. So we'll be looking to expand DASA at the same time as looking at the other 84 kilometers of strike length to add to this. And just after it stops raining and the local farmers cut their sorghum down, we'll be in there. Now, one more look at this, just so you can see where we're going on this. We have a lot of work planned, and we're going to be pretty busy, and the guys on the ground are gearing up for this. We're going to be doing advanced drilling on some of these targets at Dasa and Guido, which I've mentioned, and there are a couple other ones. One's called the Davoli Fold Nose, one's called Dasa South, and we'll be looking to put those together and determine the continuity of the mineralization. In addition to discovery drilling on a little area called Poa, which is a bit to the northeast of there. And of course, we have a lot of these shallow air core results that I showed you a few minutes ago, up to greater than 25 grams that we'll be following up as well. In the meantime, not sitting on our laurels, we'll be doing target generation. We have a lot of historical data that I mentioned to put together. We're in fact just completed some regional geochemistry up to the north, in the northeast of this land package. We've got we're getting, the Excalibur guys are going to be out there with their plane doing some geophysics soon. And of course, we'll be doing regional structural analysis as well. So it'll be a lot of work happening in the next 6 months or so. And to be a bit more specific about when we're going to see news of these things, as I say, we've just completed some regional geochemistry, so we'll be preparing that and sending it for analysis. We have a mag survey coming up. We'll be doing a lot of auger drilling. This is very important because it's more analytical. We test the in situ bedrock in addition to be able to see through some areas that are covered. We'll be obviously drilling all these anomalies and hopefully moving into from discovery drilling to actually delineation drilling. And of course, we continue to do target generation as well. So just to sum up, we have what I think are the right ingredients to go forward. You know, we got the people, we've got good access, we've even got infrastructure around the Percoa zinc mine that's going to help us a lot moving forward. The geology is the classic Birimian greenstone belt with known multi-million ounce deposits on the same structure, and we've got a great team to do it. So we're ready to move forward. And you know, the coming 12 months, they look to be very busy and very successful. And we'd love to talk to you about it in more detail. Come visit us at the booth, of course. Please keep us on our radar and, well, on the radar and to mix metaphors. And you're welcome to join us on the journey. Thanks very much.